Welcome to queenon7.com. Please like, share and subscribe my videos. Today we're going to learn about the condensation polymerization. Now condensation polymerization is actually slightly different from the addition polymerization. In addition polymerization you saw that the monomers were actually the same, which are condensed together, and they have actually made a polymer with the same repeating unit as well. Now when you look at the condensation polymers, it will always involve two different types of monomers, and they will actually condense together. The only difference between addition polymerization and condensation, it will actually produce an extra product. In addition polymerization there was no additional product, so this time you will produce water. Now how is going to happen for the triple student only, who are doing the triple chemistry? They have to learn this topic. Now you probably remember the reaction between the alcohols plus carboxylic acid. When they join together, they produce esters plus water. So we're going to take an example of any alcohol. We can say CH3OH is going to react with a carboxylic acid, which is, this is methanol, and this is ethanoic acid. If you're going to condense them together, the COOH group is going to lose OH, and the alcohol will lose the H positive ion. So this will be the elimination from both of them. So HOH means you are going to produce water. So that is the extra product you have made. Both of them actually condense together and they will make CH3O, and then you have this carbon atom which has this oxygen, and you have CH3. So this part comes from alcohol and this part actually came from carboxylic acid. Now I would like to remind you one thing: the functional group for the alcohol means you have OH group as a functional group. For the carboxylic acid, you have COOH group. Now these cannot actually further make any bond like alkenes. They cannot go under further reactions because they do not have anything on the other sides of the molecule like another carboxylic group or another hydroxyl group. So what's going to happen is the condensation polymerization is only going to happen when you have a compound which has got two COOH group on both sides. That's why the chain reaction is going to carry on, and you will have an alcohol which has got two hydroxyl group on the both sides of the chain. It is then they can carry on reacting, otherwise it will stop. So this is what's going to happen. So this is dicarboxylic acid, butane dioic acid. Because there are two of them, and this one is a ethane diol. Normally we call it as ethanol, but there are two hydroxyl groups, so ethanol, ethane diol. Now you are going to take out hydrogen from here and hydroxyl group from there, and you will be making the same compound. I'm going to draw it like this, right there. So you're going to write as it is: COOH, CH2, CH2, C. This COOH is actually like this, and this OH is lost, and then it will make a bond with oxygen, and then you have CH2, CH2OH. So this part came from alcohol and this part came from carboxylic acid. Now because they have OH on one end and they have COOH on the other end, this part can actually further condense with another COOH group and carry on. So the scientists, what they're actually trying to do is they're trying you to understand that the short format of condensation polymer is gonna be slightly different from the alkenes. In alkenes you open the double bond and you put the arrow there and it's a lot easier, but in condensation polymerization you have to remove those groups which are actually eliminated during the condensation polymerization, and then you put the arrow. Now if you look at the reaction, you will see the COOH group has lost OH group. So I will remove this OH group from there, and then alcohol always lose hydrogen when they react with the carboxylic acid. So I will just remove this hydrogen. So what I'm trying to say is that it will lose this hydrogen and make a bond. On this side, this CO bond, or you can just write down like that if you want, has lost OH. So losing means it is making another bond with another alcohol. So you put an bracket there, just like addition polymerization, and you put N there, and that is the one of the polymer of both of the alcohols and dicarboxylic acid. Now in GCSE they can actually reverse the reaction as well, and they can actually ask you what will be the repeating unit. All you have to do, you just remove that, and that is actually will be the repeating unit. It's just same like alkenes. But if you want to reverse everything like this, if I remove the top bit and I want you to think about it, if this is the chemical, or if this is the polymer they have given it to you, and they ask you, can you write down a repeating unit? Or they can ask you to identify the monomers. In addition polymerization, it was pretty much straightforward. All you have to do, from the polymer, you just remove this N, and it is actually the repeating unit. In here is the same, but when you predict the monomer, it's slightly different, because in addition polymerization, all you have to do is, if this is the repeating unit, all you have to do, you remove these bonds, you put the double bond there, and that is the actual monomer. Here, it's not going to happen like that. You have to break the bond, because in alkenes polymerization, they both were same. Here, they both are different. So all you have to do, you have to break the bond after C double bond O. So you need to remember how you're going to break that bond. Once you're going to break that bond, you remember that C double O bond has lost OH group, and O has lost hydrogen. You have to put that back on the molecules to actually predict the monomer. So from this molecule, I will write it down as it is, CH2, CH2, then I have C double bond O, and I will put this OH after C double bond O. On this side, I will do the same. I will put OH, and that will complete the one monomer. Then this group, which is actually CH2, CH2, OO, all you have to do is, you have to put hydrogen, because that was the loss. That was lost during the polymerization. So you put hydrogen on both sides, and these are the two monomers in condensation. So in addition polymerization, you always have one monomer. In condensation polymerization, you will have two different monomers which are condensed together and produce water along with your polymer. Thank you very much.